I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, look at this. The tool bench is actually near the workspace. Doesn't that make sense? Good job, Michael. Alright, so I just got down here not too long ago and check this out. Pop switch capacitor. Pop bumper capacitor switch. That was the one that was broken. Instead of just soldering the leg back on, I replaced it because if they short, then your switch registers as closed nonstop, and someone may have cut it for that very purpose. So there's the new one right here. I'll zoom in so you can see. There we go. It's on there good. Didn't desolder any of my wires or diode while I was at it. So that should be good. And maybe before I lower the play field, I will kind of sort out the coin box situation. Keep what I want to keep, trash what I want to trash. And then yeah, then I'll stick this in the machine. Ooh, look, spinner washer, keeping that. Definitely keeping this. These leg bolts are good. Head bolt, I will keep that, of course. The ball, not so much. Used rubber tip, not so much. This tilt ball, I'll probably keep that. I'll keep all the bulbs. But yeah, I'll sort this out and I'll show you what I mean right about now. Alright, let's pull all these rubbers out of this bin here. Trash them. Add these bulbs to the pile. Throw the extra balls in my ball bin. Why I save old balls, I have no idea. Add all these used bolts to the pile. Why I save those, not either entirely sure on that either yet. And there we go, coin box is organized. I have 3 head bolts in the head, and the 4th one is right under the lamp driver. I find that one annoying to install, and also in a home environment, 3 head bolts is perfectly fine. If you were in an arcade in 1983 with some drunk kids showing up at midnight smashing your machine around, then you may want all 4 head bolts. In your own home, in a more chill environment, 2 or 3 is sufficient. And then the Siegecraft adapter box, just in case, with the instructions in there. Not that we use those though, right? Alright, I think it's time to play our first test game with Backglass on for looks and playfield glass on, maybe just so it's not so crazy loud. Ooh, yeah. You know that first drop target, if that pops up too high, I could end up breaking the damn thing. So maybe I'll keep the playfield glass off for now and keep an eye on that drop target. And at least put on the Backglass for cosmetics and see what our LED job looks like and if I need to add any more. So let's check that out. Alright, just cleaning up the Backglass, and there's a little bit of overspray here and there. It's not uncommon, but nothing. A little, looks like some remnants of some tape at some point too, but nothing little razor action can't fix up. So, oh yeah, more tape remnants. Somebody must have taped the, see look, it wraps around here too. Looks like duct tape wrapped around. And here too. So I think maybe somebody lost the back box keys at one point. There, evidence right there. I recognize the footprint of that suspect right there. And then right here as well. Look at that. That's the duct tape's fingerprints right all over this thing. So there's 4 pieces holding the Backglass to the head. So there should be some evidence on the head. Oh, look at that. Right there. Somebody duct taped the Backglass in place. That's where they peeled it off, probably. And a little bit of remnants there. Yeah, so that's fun tracking down what people have done to the machine. And there was also tape here. I haven't quite figured out what this was for. Any ideas? Anyway, enough investigating. Let's get this backglass installed. Okay, just flipped over the backglass here, and this credit decal was kind of coming up a little bit on the one end, so let's add just a smidge of crazy glue. Just enough, hopefully, to keep that in check. And then I did notice a little bit of paint here wants to come up, so I'm gonna do that. A little crazy glue, preventative measure there. And there's also a little bit right here too. So ideally, best thing to do would be to triple thick the entire backglass. But I don't have the means to do that. I guess I might have a friend that does, but I can't be spray painting things in my basement. That would just stank up the entire house. And you can't do it outside because it's winter. So I could, in theory, take this to someone. There's not really a lot of people with experience in London, though. If anybody, that has triple thicked back glasses. But that's really it. Those spots there. Everything else is beauty. Yeah, so I think what I have done should be sufficient to preserve a little bit of looseness that's going on here. Did I do that piece already? Now I'm gonna have to be very careful when I try and friggin' pick this thing up. I'm gonna crazy glue my fingers. I don't think I've ever worked with crazy glue without getting it all over myself. This could be a first. Be nice to kind of push that down just a little bit with a little piece of Mylar. Yeah, I'm gonna get a piece of Mylar, stick that on there. I'll be right back. All right, let's see if we can do this one-handed without getting crazy glue all over myself. Come on. Well, is it down? Little Mylar Band-Aid. That's gonna be friggin' rock solid. That will never flake again. Especially because it's LED'd, and it's gonna be in a warm home for the rest of its life, hopefully, and not stored where the weather will affect the paint on the back glass. It's about the only thing, if you store these machines poorly, is the back glass is the thing that suffers the most. Paint likes to peel up. Other than that, electronics, mechanics, wood, metal, all that stuff is fine, unless it's like really, really, really humid or wet, or animals live in it, then that gets a little nasty. But okay, let's install this back glass carefully without getting crazy glue all over ourselves or sticking our fingers to it and pulling off paint. Okay, I think I was able to get off all of the adhesive from the old duct tape using my rubbing alcohol because I couldn't find my Goo Gone spray. I think I lent that out, maybe to the mother. So, but I thought I got that back. Where the heck is my Goo Gone spray? It's normally right there. So I'll have to track that down. Also, clean the spinner switches. So let's just turn this thing on. Zoom out here and see what our back glass looks like. Well, There it is. We'll let the CPU boot up before we jump to any conclusions. Oh, look at this. Wait. Ah, hear that? That's that interlock coil I was talking about. I forgot to cut that wire. But, new issue. Credit display is a little bit flaky. I'm going to reflow the headers on that. And then I still have to fix that digit as well. Okay, so let's stand back and see. What do we think? Is it sufficiently illuminated? I'd say so. I think so. Maybe. We'll have to check, see if there's a bulb behind this. And a bulb behind this basketball. Bulb behind this basketball. All of them, I should check. Because this one's illuminated up real nicely. So, I'll check on that. And this logo here of the Earth, maybe there's a bulb back there. High score to date, lights up nice. Game over, lights up nice. Here, let's tilt the machine and see what happens. There we go. Tilt lights up nice. Okay, well, I'll check on those bulbs before I start a test game. Oh, ball in play. That lights up nice too. Okay, cool. I'll check on those bulbs. I'll be right back. Okay, before I do that, I just heard Jay the neighbor come in. I have a little mission for him. That'll probably be the next video though, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. But let's go attack Jay, accost him, see if I can get him to help me move a machine. I'll be right back. Oh, he's coming. Okay, I'm back down, and was a little distracted there yesterday with Jay for our side mission, which you will see not on this video, but on the next one, so stay tuned for that. But I think the thing we were going to do was check the back box LEDs, see if I wanted to add any more, see if there were any behind any of the basketballs kind of thing, which I think there might be. And I thought we'd also take a peek at my back box paint kind of preventative maintenance. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think I've prevented that from further damage. It's on there good now. Let's look at the other side for fun. You can't even tell. Maybe with the light on you might be able to see the crack in the paint, but yeah, so I think I did the back glass a little bit of a good duty there. Okay, so I'm probably just going to throw in a few more LEDs for good measure, and then we can finally do a play test and see if this thing friggin' works. Alright, I just said screw it, and I installed LEDs in the remaining 14 lamp sockets. And I figured while I had the back box open, I would reflow the headers on the credit display because it was a little flaky. And look at this. Those 3 resistors there looked like they were a little toasty at one point. Also, some more evidence is that these 3 displays still have the original paper on them, and these 2 do not. So either the paper just broke off, which it gets brittle and it does kind of just break and pops off, or someone had removed these 2 displays for some reason. Here's what those resistors are supposed to look like. So I have to probably replace those. They just look like they've been cooked. So let's turn on the machine, see what our LEDs look like. All right, let's see if I fix the display. Okay. LEDs look good. Yeah, it does. It kind of looks better with all the sockets populated, but we're not looking at the back panel. We're looking at the back glass. It looks like my display glitch is currently resolved, so that might be fine and dandy. So that's good. And I still want to cut the wire to this guy here because I just heard him buzzing again. We don't need that. Okay, so I'm going to throw on the back glass and let's see what it looks like. Alright. In order for me to really know, I'd have to see side by side, but I think it looks good. I think it does look better. So, sweet. Okay. Don't worry, I won't forget about you, little digit there. I will fix you. And then maybe I will possibly change those resistors in this display if I feel the need while I'm at it. But yeah, here we go. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? That's what I was thinking of. The little bracket that stops this guy from popping up. I was thinking of stealing this bracket and putting it here temporarily until I get a new one. Because it's very likely we'll hit this drop target. And that's why it breaks. And less likely that you're going to hit this back drop target. And that's why that one is probably intact. As a matter of fact, Dave is still. I asked him if he had a spare bracket, and he said he literally had just changed that same bracket on his Harlem Globetrotters. And now I understand why, is because it's the first drop target. It's the one that takes the biggest beating, and that is why that first one is probably broken on several of these Harlems over the years. So before I want to play and potentially break my drop target, I think I'm going to steal the back bracket and swap it to the front. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully it's not a pain in the butt, but should be a couple screws. Alright, so yeah, it is a big pain in the butt to try and change that bracket for one of the other ones, so I'm just going to manually keep that target in check. But this is the first playtest game with the rebuilt flippers, and pretty much first potential real game here of Harlem. So let's see what happens. All right. Oh, we got a problem already. We got no action on the upper flipper. Wonder if that's something I did with the wiring or what. It's like one of the coil windings isn't. I think I'm only getting low. I'm not getting my hold power on that upper flipper. Alright, I'll throw that on the list, but let's play anyway. Uh-oh, I see another problem. This flipper is starting to ride up, so it's not very tight. I thought I cranked on that pretty good. Flipper troubles. My favorite. Well, we'll see what I can do. Could be just a winding off of the upper coil for the upper flipper. Oh. Just trying. Yeah, I think that is either a bad solder job on my behalf, or the hold winding on the lug is not making good contact. The lower flipper. Whoa! It's just looks like it's starting to ride up a little bit. Yeah. So I think what I have to do is remove the bat and really file it down so that it doesn't, you know, once you tighten that set screw into that shaft, it makes an indent and gives the flipper bat a memory, and it likes to just kind of go back to its comfortable spot. So I got to make that spot way uncomfortable by dremeling the crap out of it. And I've even like swapped flipper bats just to try and get rid of those grooves and make sure they're in different new fresh spots so you can put in new grooves. But I think that's part of my problem with this flipper originally. It just was trying to get into its old groove. We're gonna play one more game for fun and try not to be too distracted about the flipper issues and focus more on actually playing and like rules and stuff. Oh boy, I opened my gate there. That works, so that's cool. These freshly built flippers, you're gonna be hitting those targets real hard. Wow, that launched the ball into the air. So you wanna make sure the targets are registering and that the little capacitors, oh my, on the switches are doing their job. All three already. There's 33 credits left. What was I playing? Godzilla on Monday? At one point, my score was literally 55,555,055 points. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s in a row, and then a 0. Oh! I tried, I don't know what happened there. I gotta adjust my cabinet switch. It could maybe be a little bit closer. You have to push in the flipper bat. A good solid 1/8 of an inch. Wow. In order for it to register. Holy. Okay. So not really much other than some dialing in and tweaks. I think functionality is there. But yeah, so we'll end on that note. I gotta do some tweakage. I'll write it down on my list. And then now that this episode's done, you'll be able to see what the secret mission was. Hopefully that'll go up later today, if not tomorrow. So see you guys on the next one.